Wendy thought about this. She rubbed her chin. She thought to herself, he seemed like a nice guy, and she came up with an idea. She took a big pack of bubble gum. She chewed it. Wow, that was a big pack. Wow. She chewed it out. That was like a carton. She chewed it out till it was nice and sticky. Then she stuck it to Peter's foot. And when Peter stuck his foot to the Shadow's foot, the Shadow was reattached. It couldn't get away. There was nothing it could do. Well, now that the Shadow was reattached, it had to do everything Peter did. If Peter jumped up and down, the Shadow jumped up and down. If Peter waved his arms in the air, so did the Shadow. And with that, the Shadow blended back into the floor. Wendy turned, and Peter turned to her, and he thanked her most heartily.
Thank you.
And she replied, "Your welcome had not been invented yet. Look it up." And so, at that moment, he asked her if there's anything he could do to repay her kindness. And that's when she told him everything her mother had said, but how she was going to have to move out of the nursery and grow up. Well, Peter put his hands on his hips and he shouted out, "Yeah!" And that's when he told her there was a place they could go where she would never have to get any older. Well, Wendy jumped up and down at this. Never getting any older meant she would never have to use oil of Olay or Botox. But Peter, yeah, she didn't want to grow up either. So Peter told her they would have to fly to get there. Well, Wendy didn't know how to fly. Do you know how to fly?
No!
No! And so, Wendy, well, she watched Peter. He pulled off his cap. He had a solution. Floating above his head was a teeny tiny little speck. If we magnified it a gajillion times, it would actually look something like this. A beautiful, live little pixie.
Hello!
Or that.
Hey.
And her name was Tinkerbell.
Oh, that's me!
And Tinkerbell, she was best friends with Peter Pan. Grow up! Said Peter. Well, actually, Tink thought she was more than just best friends with Peter. She liked Peter a lot. Tinkerbell had a crush on Peter. So, when Peter turned to her and told her to spread pixie dust on everybody...
You want me to spread pixie dust on everybody?
Yeah!
Yeah, okay, anything for you, Peter.
She complied. Spread pixie dust on herself, pixie dust on Peter, and pixie dust on Wendy.
No.
What? Yes, she did.
No way.
Yeah, she spread pixie dust on Wendy.
No way, Jose.
Oh, Tinkerbell was jealous of Wendy.
Yeah.
She thought Wendy was trying to move in on her man.
He's my hunk of burning love.
Well, he just wagged his finger out and he ordered her to spread pixie dust on Wendy too. Yeah, and
dust
so
on Wendy too?
she did.
All right, but I'm doing it for you, Peter.
Huh. And now they had pixie dust. They had one of the two magic ingredients. The three of them needed for flight. The second magic ingredient they needed was to think happy thoughts. So they scratched their faces. They thought happy thoughts. Everybody thought happy thoughts about balloon animals and spaghetti and getting early to the mall on Black Friday and Ryan Gosling. I'm getting that from over here. Anyway. All of a sudden they had happy thoughts, they spread their arms open wide, they were flying! They lifted up off the ground! And Peter, who was the best flyer, well the best one since Bobby Clark, he flew out the window into the night sky!
Out the window!
Flew through the window! Oh, not through the wall. Oh, well, it's too late now. Tinkerbell flew through as well. Yeah! And Peter, he flew over here! Wendy, she was right about here. Tinkerbell, she was kind of all over the place. And they kept their arms outstretched, and they kept on flying straight towards the second star on the right, and straight on till morning, just past the guy in the Nordstrom ad. And so, as they flew, their arms were still outstretched. They started to get really tired. Wendy had been flying for so far and so long, they thought they were going to Neverland. Which is exactly where they were going. A place called Neverland. And they landed on the ground with a thud. Just like that last joke.
Yeah.
So, they landed outside the huge outstretched branches of a hollow tree. Now, the hollow tree... Speaking of the hollow tree... It was the home of Peter Pan! Grow up! Said Peter. Well, Tinkerbell was really tired. Such tiny wings carrying such a massive personality.
That's right.
She decided to go inside the tree. She opened the door, squeezed herself in, and closed it shut. Slam!